Do you feel like you lose your whole personality the minute that camera comes on? Either you freeze and you're kind of a weird version of yourself, or you're actually someone completely different. If this is happening to you, well, welcome. My name is Nicole Hernandez. I'm a former publicist turned visibility coach and hypnotherapist in New York City, and I help my clients feel safe to be seen so that they can show up confidently on video, podcast, and stages. Now, I can remember the first couple of times I actually showed up in video. In fact, I did Facebook Live, and I was trembling. I even said one thing, it made my face go completely white because I was so nervous that I was going to be judged. And then after a while, I started to watch all of these other creators, people that were on video that seemed to have it down. They were doing it well. And what I saw is that they looked really unaffected. They were kind of had this cool girl vibe. They maybe even cursed a little bit. And so I started to mimic that because we're often taught to just fake it until you make it. And sometimes we make that mean we actually have to fake who we are to actually show up on camera. But I began to notice there was really a distinct difference between how I was showing up on camera and how I was actually appearing in real life. And it felt really gross to see those two versions of me. Maybe you're feeling the same way too. Maybe you're finding that as you are on camera, as you're presenting your ideas, as you're talking about your experiences, it feels like the version that you're presenting is very different. And the reason that this happens, especially for those of us that are high achievers and maybe a little bit of a perfectionist, is because we've learned through our entire childhood growing up that we needed to perform in some way, that we needed to present in a certain way in order to come across as palatable or appropriate. But how do we get out of that place of feeling like we need to perform or that we need to be different than who we are? Well, one thing that really helps is for us to start by understanding that this is actually what we have been doing the entire time. That awareness that you're trying to present or that you're trying to perform or that you're trying to come across and sell something is the mindset that actually is making you feel a little icky and weird. So instead of thinking of the camera as something you need to perform for, that you're on stage for a whole group of people, really think about the camera as just talking to one person. Now, the second thing that I did here was actually to become more comfortable and trust that my personality was actually enough. But how did I actually do that? Well, one of the things that helped me was to actually reach out to some of my best friends, my fiance, and say, when have you actually seen me at my best? When do you find that I am the most lovable and maybe the most me that you've seen? My fiance will tell you that's when I am a little bit quirky, a little vulnerable. That's really me. That's the best of me. And knowing this has actually allowed me to start to gently move my way towards being more of myself on camera. So I would watch a video and ask, am I actually being a little vulnerable here? Am I being a little thoughtful? Am I going into depth? Am I being a little quirky and letting people see the ways that I actually mess up all the time? And when I started to get closer to that version of me on camera, I knew that I was actually moving in the right direction. And finally, that last point is to really make it not about you, about the other person. So every time you show up on camera, on video, it's really not that you need to be something for someone. It's actually that you're here to share or to educate or to offer something. So every video is not an opportunity to be judged, it's actually an opportunity to serve. And it's these three mindsets that are actually gonna help you start breaking away from that feeling that you need to be somebody that you're not, that you need to perform, that you need to present in a certain way, and help you show up more authentically on camera. If this is helpful, make sure to subscribe. Thank you for joining me here. Again, my name is Nicole, and this is Ready to Be Seen.